purpose of this tutorial video is to show you how to add links, also called hyperlinks, to objects on your page so that they link to other slides within your PowerPoint. And this is how you can create something like an interactive display. So the purpose of an interactive display is to allow the user to navigate around your PowerPoint as they wish and how they want to. So let's say, for example, I create this as what I'd like to call my home page or my welcome page. So this is going to be the first page that the user visits. So I've just added a little background part to it. I'm going to add another box here. Now with this box I'm going to change the background colour, so shape fill, and I'm going to put a different background colour, and I'm going to take away its outline. Now let's add some text. So edit text. Now you can put anything in this as long as it's something suitable so the user knows what kind of page they're on, so that they understand where they are and what they're coming back to. So this is going to act a little bit like a home page. Now I'm going to copy that because I'm going to use that same kind of button. Now as you saw there, I just dragged and copied that. If you select an object and you hold down the control button, which is the button at the bottom left of your keyboard, and hold that down and drag an object, it actually copies it at the same time as you're moving it. So it makes it really useful for moving things and putting them into position where you want them and copying them at the same time. So let's just call this button more information for now, and we'll change the shape of it slightly, and we'll put that one there, and then let's undo that one. So as you saw there, just make sure you don't accidentally click on the background and your button, because you'll end up copying both of them. So I'll copy that one, and I'm just using the grid lines that PowerPoint has so that I can line up my objects with each other. And let's say about us, and let's put this one here. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to say that we're creating a navigation about cyberbullying, perhaps. So we're going to say, what is cyberbullying? So the idea is that the user can click on this and it should link them to another slide that then has the information about what is cyberbullying. We could then have what to do, cyberbullied. So you can see that we can kind of add to this, and it acts very similar to a website, which is the purpose of this. It gives us a much better understanding of how websites work. And we could have helpful websites. Now I'm not going to create this entire PowerPoint to show you, but I'm just going to show you how you could use these buttons to navigate around a PowerPoint rather than going through in a very linear fashion of slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and so on. So if we right click up here, and we can do new slide, and then we've got this slide here. Okay. Now this could be, our first button is what is cyberbullying. So what is cyberbullying? So we've got that here, and then this space could be used to give some information about what is cyberbullying. I'm going to duplicate this slide because I'm going to then have what to do if I'm being cyberbullied on the next one. Oh, and a question mark there, and we'll add a question mark to this one as well. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be able to, when we're running the PowerPoint, to be able to click on this button and it should take us to this slide. If we click on this button, it takes us to this slide. And then we're also going to have to add a button on these slides that will link back to this main menu. So first of all, let's link this one to slide 2. So right click. Now some of you might have a button that will say either link, as mine does, or it will say hyperlink. So right click on an object and link or hyperlink, and then you get this text box appears. Now we want it to link to a place in this document, so that means a document, so part of this PowerPoint. So click place in this document, and then if you click on the slide, it actually tells you about what the slide is. So this one, what is cyberbullying? That's the right button, so click OK. Now when we click on this, this will take us to that. If we click on it at the moment, it won't do anything. However, if you hold down the control button, that's the button at the bottom left of your keyboard, and click that, it will act as if it is linking it within a PowerPoint when it's running. So if we hover over it, it actually tells us that as the instruction. So control plus click to follow link. So control, and you'll see that the mouse changes to like a little finger pointing at it, so you know it's a link to click it. Now some of you might accidentally put a link on something, so if you accidentally do it and you want to change it, right click and you can remove link. You can also edit the link, so if you click edit you can then change it. If you wanted to remove the link completely, then you need to remove link, and then that no longer acts as a link. So if we hover over it, it's no longer a link. It's really important as well that you don't select text when you hyperlink. So if I right click now, can you see my cursor here is flashing, so it knows that I'm typing something. If I right click now while that's flashing and do link, and then did it to this, what happens is it actually turns the text blue, which means that just that bit of text is hyperlinked. It's not a great user experience because one, that text is blue and it doesn't match anything else, and secondly, if I click on this shape, even though I've got control held down, it will not work. You have to actually click on that button. So control, can you see it's linking it there? But if I go off it, it's gone, and then back to it. So actually it's only the word bullying that is hyperlinked. It's not what we want. So if you accidentally do that, you can just make sure your cursor is flashing. If you're off the shape, click on the text, right click, and you want to remove link. And then you can make sure that it's just the actual object is selected. So you can see that the cursor isn't flashing on the text. Right click, link, and then what is cyberbullying? So I've linked to that one. So I can click that to link there. Now let's link this button. So again, I'm checking that my cursor is not flashing here. Right click, link, what to do if I'm being cyberbullied. So click that one. So now if I hold down control and click that one, it takes me to this slide, and then we have to manually click up here. Now there's a couple of ways that you can link back to this, so that you go. So if we want to be able to link to our home page, we need to have some kind of button on here. So we could just use our internet browser just to find a home button. So we could just go home button and clip art. So something relatively simple. So you can see that these are quite nice simple home buttons. So if I right click this one, copy that image, I'm going to paste that on here. At the moment it's got a background, so to remove the background just double click it, remove background, then click mark areas you want to keep, and then just select the bits that you want to actually keep so that they're not purple. Anything that's purple will be deleted. So if we do keep changes, you can then see that it's got rid of the background. Make that a little bit smaller and then position this here. Now the same as we did with objects, you can right click on pictures and do link, and then we're going to say slide 1. Once you've linked this, you can actually copy this. So let's say I wanted to copy that. So if we press Control and C at the same time, Control and the letter C to copy something, and then you can do Control and V to paste something, and you'll see that it actually already comes with the link. So it's actually already set up for us, and when we pasted it, it's actually appearing in the same place, so it looks quite nice that it's not moved. If it had moved, when you go for different slides, it doesn't look quite as nice because the home button is moving around. We don't want it to move. So let's go into our presentation to actually view it. Sort my displays. Now if I click on these, you can see that I can click there, and it takes me to the right slide. Click home, and then what to do if I'm being bullied. So what to do if I'm being cyberbullied, and then click there, and so on. Obviously this one won't work at the moment because we haven't linked that. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of what you can do and how you can start working to hyperlink your PowerPoints to turn them into interactive displays.